Alright, guys. Today I got Zubaz, man. Introduce yourself, bro.
Hi, I am Zubaz.
Hello? What's this deep voice? Don't act like that's your real voice. Hello?
Hello, dude. What? This is like part of my real voice. Like I
Yo,
don't.
yo, 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 okay. Alright.
Yeah, all right. I just go a little closer to the microphone. You know, like, hey, yo, what's up? It's me, Zubaz. This is how I sound like all the time.
Alright, man. Alright, let's get into it. Let's get to it. I don't know, like,
Yeah.
I only found out about you after I saw you in Gilg's tournament, right? Gilg had a recent
Yeah.
tournament of the month, like last month or 2 months ago. So, like, where did you start off at, man? Were you playing SoulCalibur the whole time, or were you playing something else?
Like Caliber 6. I've been playing Well, technically, I've owned Caliber 6 since day one, but my hitbox didn't arrive until like a month after release. So I would just watch Caliber for an
Hello?
entire month.
Damn,
I
you
would
would've-
just, I would do. I was like learning tech. I knew everything that was like out at the time, but I couldn't. I didn't want to play the game because I didn't want to learn on controller the muscle
Yeah.
memory when my hitbox arrived. So for the first month of the game, I just didn't play, but I watched everything.
Yeah, that's some real shit, dude. Well,
Yeah, dude.
Why? How
I
did
love
you even know that you wanted a hitbox though?
So I played SoulCalibur 5 a lot, and I really liked it. And when I was in between like the time where Caliber 5 died out and Caliber 6 came out, like it's always been my favorite game series. So as soon as I heard that Caliber 6 was a thing, because like I was always memeing, I'm like, oh man, like Caliber 6, like never gonna happen. I wish it would, and then it got announced, and I was like losing my shit. I was like, holy shit. But in the time between, I was playing a lot of FPSs. So the keyboard kind of aspect, I really like the ergonomics of the keyboard, and I don't want to be 30 and have arthritis, you know.
Wow.
So I know controllers like, also my hands are kind of big, so like controllers don't fit very well. Despite me being really skinny, my hands are pretty big. So the hitbox just was very ergonomic. I liked the feel of arcade buttons. They just feel really crisp to hit. So it just seemed like a good choice. So that's why I went with hitbox. But yeah, no, I've owned Caliber 6 since day one. I've been playing it since a month after release, I guess. As for Caliber in general, the first Caliber I ever played was SoulCalibur 2. It was on my friend's GameCube. I didn't own it. So whenever after school, we'd always like go over to each other's houses, and they had a GameCube and I had a PlayStation, but I didn't own Caliber. So we would go over there sometimes and we'd play SoulCalibur. And the only reason they ever bought it is because Link was in it. So we're playing this game, and like we're playing like I was seeing all these fucking characters. I was like gross girls, you know, because I was like a little kid. And I'm going through the character select, and I see this dude. This guy's name's Nightmare. He's got a big sword, and I was like, damn, this is my character. I'm gonna play this guy. This guy like is like, give me your soul. I was like, all right, I'm about that. I was kind of edgy, so I'm playing him. We're not good. Like we're literally terrible. We're just mashing buttons. But that's so I picked Nightmare. And then I played 3 like once. I never played 4. And then a friend of mine, his name is Devin. Shout out to Devin. I haven't talked to you in like 5 years, but shout outs. He's like, yo man, this game's SoulCalibur 5's coming out. Like you should buy it. And I was like, all right. Like I played 2 when I was a kid, so I bought it. I played Natsu originally because I was a weeb. And then I'm playing this weeb character. I'm like, she aight, but like, I don't really connect with the character. And then so I'm like, all right, I'll go back to Nightmare. So I play Nightmare. And then at this point I kind of start digging into the lore a bit more of SoulCalibur. And then it's like, and I played Siegfried too, because I was like, oh cool, like there's another guy who has a big sword. And then it turned out like Siegfried used to be Nightmare, and I was like, that's so fucking sick. And he played actually with all the stances and stuff. It was like SoulCalibur 2 Nightmare. So then I started playing Siegfried in 5. And then from then on, it's just like Siegfried main all the way.
Did you even try Siegfried at all? I mean, Nightmare at all in 6?
In 6, I played Nightmare. So when the game first launched, I picked up Nightmare, played him for 1 game. I was like, yeah, I fucking hate this character. And then just went back. They just went back to Siegfried.
Fucked up, dude.
I don't know. Like, there was like I liked Nightmare in 5 a lot just because of how he played, and Nightmare in 6 doesn't really play like that. Like they're very similar. Like you think like it's the same, but like he plays the game's different, and like he plays very different. And I just didn't like it. So then I just went back to Siegfried, and something about Siegfried, like I can play any other character in the game, and I just don't have fun. It's just like I could just be playing Siegfried and like be able to express myself the way I want to and play like hit the buttons I want to. It's like when I hit a Siegfried button, it's like, yeah, that's the button I want to do, you know? So it's like it feels really good and I can really connect with like the way he plays.
AKA he likes big cheapies. I respect it, dude.
Dude,
Right.
dude, like actually though, Siegfried big cheapies. Like, dude, he got some cheapies.
Bro, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about him a little bit later. But I know you you talked about starting this and all that. But are you like planning to compete if you were given the chance to, at least?
Yeah. So my goal is to be a competitive top player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm striving for. I think I can get there. I think Canada. I think I'm one of the better players in Canada. Like definitely top 10. Like I'm not even being like, oh, I'm so good. Right, but like, there's definitely the people that are above me, like Pyro, Zamfir, and Reptile. Like they're definitely a lot better than me. But like I can kind of make it competitive sometimes. But they're definitely like, if we play a 1st to 10, they're definitely gonna beat me. But I can make it kind of competitive, and it's not like free or anything, but it's definitely like they're better than me. But I've been playing with a few other top players recently. Actually, I'm pretty good friends with a few of them. I don't know really how it happened, but like there was like people who in like SoulCalibur 5, like I like idolize these people. Like, man, they're like so like Zefukai. I was like, man, Zeph's like so fucking good. I can swear, right? That's cool.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right, I've been swearing this whole time, but like, like whatever.
Dude, this is raw stream, dude. I don't give a fuck, dude.
All right, cool. So I was like, man, like Zefukai. I'm like, man, like Zefukai's so good. SoulCalibur 5, like the best player. Like he was like the best player in 5. I was like, damn, like I wish I could play against him in 6. Like I want to like get to know Zeph and like play against him. And then the first time Zeph ever knew who I was is I played him on stream in ranked against his day 2 Keelik. And I was like, oh, wow, like his day 2 Keelik's really good. And I feel like I only did so well because it was his day 2 Keelik. And then somehow that got translated into me being like, man, Zeph sucks. So Zeph called me a bitch and challenged me to a 1st to 10.
Damn. How'd that go, bro? How'd that go?
Dude, he bodied me. But
with his Keelik?
Dude, day 3 Keelik was godlike. Like, that's all I'm saying.
Fucking God.
But now we're cool. Now we're cool. But yeah, it was great. Like I was so excited. Like I was like, damn. Like it's like I'm so happy that Zeph knows who I am and wants to play me. So the whole time, like I it was like there was nothing there, but I was so excited that Zeph wanted to play me, right? Yeah. So it meant the world to me that he wanted to play against me. So it was an amazing experience, and I feel like that really opened the door for me to play against some better players and kind of want to take it that next step further. Because I was always pretty okay at Caliber, but never good. Like never like a top player competitive level. I was just okay. Like I was an online warrior, but like I could beat most people online.
Yeah, and that's why it's a good thing to like be playing this game right now, man. All the pros are always welcoming most of the time. They get games in all the time.
It's actually like really the hardest part about getting games with someone is just like remembering that you asked them for games. Like I'll message Blue God. I'm like, yo, let's play tomorrow. And I'll message him and he'll be like, hey, let's play tomorrow. I'm like, all right, cool. And then like we just both forget.
Oh
we're like, oh damn, like we should like, and then like we messaging like, all right, like we should really like not forget this time. It's like, yeah, sure. There was a time period where Boom and I were trying to like we were working on a set for like literally 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And, like every time, like, okay, yeah, cool, like I'm free, dude. Like let's go. It's like, all right. And then we would just both forget.
Like how you like me, dude.
I know, man. It's like real life,
Yeah. In different time zones too. So you gotta account for that shit too. Everybody's in different spots all across the country.
Yeah, but I feel like definitely, being competitive in the game, to go back to like the original thing without me rambling, is to be. I really want to be competitive in the game and be known as like, like a top level player, and be like people will. He's like, oh, Zubaz? Yeah, dude, that guy's like really good Siegfried. Like he's like one of the best players in Canada. I want to get to the point where it's like, oh yeah, Zubaz, like dude, that guy's like top 20 in North America. Like that's top 10 in North America. Like that's my goal eventually. Is like I want to get to that point where people were like, oh, Zubaz, that guy's good.
Speaking of the Canada scene and stuff like that, you mentioned like Pyro and like Reptile. Like, how is the Canada scene in general? Like, are they like pretty active for the most part? Do you guys run a lot of tournaments over there?
Yeah, I know Vancouver has some weeklies that they do. That's like the opposite side of the country from like the rest of us. Like we're like most of us are East Coast, I think, but Vancouver has a pretty decent scene. I know I only know one player over there, Calm Hostage, but he's a pretty cool dude. He's a Siegfried player as well. Something about Canada, dude. We love our Zweihanders, but he's pretty cool. He's in the Siegfried Discord a lot. Shout out to you. But for the East Coast scene, there's two main East Coast scenes. It's Toronto and Montreal, and we're like in like everything. Toronto and Montreal are like pretty big rivals in like sports and like whatever you name it. Like if there's two teams, Toronto, Montreal, like they're rival. So like that's like our rival scene. It's like the it's kind of like the East Coast West Coast thing, but it's like Toronto, Montreal.
Who's repping each side? Like, what are the notable players that we talking about here?
So I only know one player from Quebec, and that's Reptile. And I would personally think that Reptile is probably the best player in Canada. Super solid, nightmare player, really great fundamentals, just all around great player. Really cool dude. But Pyro Zamfir, he's our guy. He's the Toronto dude. Also amazing Siegfried. I think he's definitely one of the best Siegfrieds. If there's one thing about Pyro, it's like if it's a -16 punish, he's gonna AGA it. Like he's so good at that, and like I can do it, and it's like definitely like, but he puts the time in. Like he knows what moves he can do it with, and like he doesn't really lab the punish. He just does it off feeling. But like he knows the punishes, and it's like if there's an IAG lethal hit possibility, like you're gonna get hit by it. So like just don't do -16 shit versus Pyro, or else you're gonna get blown up. But he's super solid. I think definitely like him and Reptile, like they could both be in contention for like the top player in Canada. But they're both super solid. Pyro, again, cool dude, pretty memey. Great all around dude. The first time I ever went out to like a local event was actually at his house. He was very welcoming. All around it was a great time. I met a lot of friends in the Toronto scene. The scene's kind of been dying down a bit, but that could just be because like Toronto's a big university town, like a big college university. So now that school's kind of coming out, I think some more people are kind of showing up. So it'll kind of bring the scene back. But the scenes are overall like pretty decent. Whenever there's like a big event, we get some players from like London, like Partisan will show up. Partisan doesn't always make it out to the events because London's a pretty far drive to Toronto, but the big stuff he sometimes comes out to. So he's another awesome player. Partisan, definitely top 5 in Canada. Oofmatic's also from Toronto.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah, not a lot of people know he's Canadian, but he's actually from Toronto. He doesn't come out to the weeklies because I think he works on Mondays, but to the monthlies and stuff he comes out to. So I think that's on weekends.
You guys have weeklies on a Monday?
Dude, it's fucking crazy.
Like
I can only maybe make it out like once a month or once every 2 months just because of my work schedule. And it's also like a 5-hour trip for me because I got to go 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours back. Yeah, that's pretty long.
Speaking of like which, do you guys even like stream it at all? Like, is there like a
so Toronto. Yeah, so Toronto top tiers and Toronto top tiers 2 are generally what we stream on. If you know who Neo Russell is, he runs our stuff usually. There's another event that's a bi-weekly in Toronto. You'd have to ask Alicia about it. I don't remember about quite that much about it, but I know it's another bi-weekly. It's on Wednesdays, I think, and they do it at a different venue. But they're both pretty sick.
What time are you guys running these weeklies at?
7 p.m. Eastern, I believe, is when they start.
You guys heard it, man. You go watch that shit, alright?
Yeah, dude. It's actually a pretty good scene. There's some other pretty decent players. Like Flizzard, he's an Aswell. He actually was at Combo Breaker. He did pretty okay. We have Telethon, an Ivy player. We have Sunny, or as some of you may know him as NASA Flat Earth. He's another Ivy player, OG. We got Job Van Dam. Some of you may know him from Twitch chat. He's a real cool dude. His whole thing is he memes in Twitch chat. So if he's shit talking you on the internet, don't take it personal. That's just his thing. He's a super nice dude. Yeah, our scene's pretty tight. There's a lot of cool people in it. Right now, it's just like we're trying to get like everyone coming back to the scene, because like there was a time when like people, I feel like everyone in Caliber felt it, like the 1.11 to 1.3. Everyone kind of didn't really like the game that much. You know, it's kind of in a bad spot. But 1.4 is seeming pretty good. There's some other things that maybe should, kind of be worked on still. But everyone's kind of feeling pretty good about this patch. So I think more people are coming back out again. So the Canada scene's alive. Some pretty good players. If you're facing off someone from Canada at like an actual tournament, like, you know, don't discount them. Like, there's definitely talent here. Another person, Square Bear. Like, Maxi expert. This dude's like a Maxi scientist. Like, knows so much about the character. Him, Rich, like, they definitely know a lot about Maxi. So he's a great Canadian Maxi as well. And super cool. Yeah, he's so nice. Actually, a little bit about Square Bear. The first time I ever met him, I was like, "Oh man, like I'm coming out to the local. Like I don't always make it out, but you should come." He's like, "All right, cool." So I go there, and like I only know who like Pyro, Sunny, and like Job Van Dam look like. That's the only people I've ever like that were there that I knew who they were. So then I meet Flizzard, like, cool dude, and then this dude just comes up beside me and just stands there. And then he's like, he's like, and he says something like I don't even remember what he said, but like it was just so off-putting. I was like, what? And he's like, it's Square Bear. I'm like, fucking lead with that.
I know.
I was like, who the fuck's this dude? Oh, it was great. I'm like, oh, dude, give me a hug. And it was just so funny. Like, he didn't say who he was. He just stood there and like said something. And I guess I was supposed to understand it, but like,
you're supposed to know, bro, man.
I just didn't catch it, and I was just like, "Oh, Square Bear!" Like, dude, lead with that. I got to meet Alicia was there that night too. She came a bit later. Super cool. Alicia's great. But yeah, no, Toronto scene, Montreal scene. I don't even really know. I don't. So there's a bit of a meme. There was a exhibition between Toronto and Montreal. It was a 5v5, and I swept Montreal, so I am known as the Montreal Slayer.
All right, man. Master of cheapies. I respect it, dude.
Dude, this has been 1.11 too when Siegfried sucked. Kappa.
Oh yeah. Oh. Nah, he was all right. He was all right. Let's be honest here.
Dude, he was like, almost mid tier.
Yeah. Okay.
But right, man. Yeah, that's a Canadian scene. You know, we're pretty strong. We got we got some players.
And speaking of the Master Cheapies, like, what are you feeling about Siegfried right now? I know you're the person that always says Sieg is not #1, dude.
I think so. Here's the thing. I think Siegfried is a top tier character. I think he's really strong. But I don't think the whole Sig 1 meme. I don't think that Siegfried is the best character in the game. I don't think he's top 2. But I think he's really strong, and if you let Siegfried do what he wants to do, he's definitely a really strong character. He has a lot of really good benefits to him, but he has like some drawbacks. I think that Siegfried gets better the better you are. So like if you look at like Linkor's play and you're like, wow, Siegfried's so good. It's like, well, yeah, Siegfried's good, but like Linkor's is also fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that Siegfried is definitely upplayed a lot. Like a lot of characters are upplayed a lot, but I also think that the game doesn't have any low tiers either. So like the worst characters in the game are like B tier. You know? I think like, so the tier list is pretty tight. I think Siegfried has a lot of things going for him right now. If I could change anything about Siegfried, I would nerf Dark Legacy.
Please, nerf it, dude.
Because it's fucking dumb, and I don't like it. And give us a 3K that's good. Like, you can just take Bubble. Like, I don't really care. You can nerf 3B lethal hit damage, because it shouldn't do like 115. If you do on certain characters, it does 115 damage on certain characters that can't tech out the 6XP. And give us a 3K that's good. Make it not -10 on block, please, and make it not -2 on hit, please. Like, make it like +4 and -8. That'd be great. Thanks, Namco.
+4? No,
Dude, that's like, dude, most 3Ks are +4. Hello?
Hello? My 3K is not +4, it's +2.
I mean, your character also got an I-10 though. So,
Yeah, oh, shut up. It's
I mean,
negative on hit. No, it's kidding.
I mean, you know, dude, you got a Brave Edge, you plus.
All right.
You know, you got the chippies. You
Also
know.
GI-able, but all right. No, it's kidding.
Not on hit,
Bro, shut up, bro.
bro. Am I just exposing all the Yoshis? No, I think I think Dark Legacy. I don't like it. I don't like that my character is like the strongest when I'm losing, unless it's like I can see Siegfried being the best character in the game when he has full life and Dark Legacy. It's like, yeah, okay, that character's fucking dumb because he has room. The thing with Dark Legacy is like he has insane reward on high risk stuff. But when you have full life, it's okay to take those risks because you're not gonna die. So I could like definitely like full like round 5, full life dark or like round 5, round 5 like full life Siegfried. That character is like with Dark Legacy. That character is like best character in the game.
Broke, dude. Broke,
dude. It's because like you can do so much.
He's Sieg 1, dude. No,
he's Sieg 1 in like that specific situation. He's Sieg 1 because like you have the ability to take risks.
Yeah.
When you're a low life in Dark Legacy, it's like ride or die. Like, you either gotta make this, you gotta take this big huge risk, or like play solid and then like use bubble for dumb stuff. Because that move's dumb.
It is fucking dumb. It should it fucking GIs, it break attacks, dude. What the fuck else you want?
It also does like 18% guard damage, I think.
Don't talk to me anymore. Broken.
It's actually crazy. I don't think it should have the range that it does.
Yeah.
Oh
my God,
or it should. I think it could do with a little bit less chip damage because it does like 20 or something, which is crazy. And I think that it could do a little bit less guard damage, maybe down from like, I think it does 20. So like 20 down to 15 would be an okay nerf. A little bit less guard chip damage and some less range on it would definitely make it more fair. And then nerf 3B lethal hit, so it scales a little bit harder. And the reverse side hold lethal hits, I think those ones are pretty okay and like in a good spot. Also, if Siegfried reverse sides holds you and does K and you block it, do a horizontal. Because like there's a 99% chance that the Siegfried's gonna spin, so just do that. And what else? Oh, Yoshimitsu can actually just free while rising A because base hold does not GI kicks and it's considered a kick. So like Yoshi Tech.
Dude, yeah, I like legit. I like practice. Like I looked through Siegfried's frames as I was like preparing to play against you. I couldn't do any of the things I practiced against you. I was like,
bro,
fuck,
let me tell you, dude. Do you think I care about frames, dude? I don't care. I'll just do stuff. But yeah, no, I think Siegfried's really strong. I think that definitely like good, solid players, because Siegfried rewards the things that I think that are really like he rewards reads, he rewards like, you know, correct decisions in like the moves you choose, really solid play and like, you know, defense, offense. You have to be selecting the right moves with Siegfried, I feel, though. Like if you do a move that's like wrong, if you do the wrong move in the wrong situation, you're gonna get blown up. And I think you have to be definitely selecting the moves carefully, or else you're gonna lose. And conditioning is huge with Siegfried. So I feel like Siegfried at low level, if you play like two brand new players together, Siegfried seems really good, right? Because they don't know anything about frames, about any of these setups that they're in. They're gonna think, wow, Siegfried does so much damage. At mid level, I think Siegfried gets worse because then people start understanding how this character works, and then players aren't really good at like adapting and conditioning yet. And I think this is where a lot of Siegfried players struggle, is getting to the next level of conditioning, choosing the right moves, you know, setups and things like that. Or for your neutral, like we should be playing offensive, like you should be being defensive, and just certain decisions definitely can hurt you against top players. Like, you know, like when I play against Party Wolf, it's like it feels like his defense is so good I can't make a right decision. It's like, how do I open this dude up? Like, I can't. And you just got to be okay with just playing neutral with Siegfried and like being in a spot where like you're not totally comfortable, because like he has options. They're not great, but like he can make things work sometimes. So you definitely have to be thinking about the position you're in, the situation you're in, what moves are available to you, and like choosing the correct ones. And if you can do that, Siegfried looks like Linkor is just blowing everyone up. You're like, wow, this character's crazy. But I think Siegfried can really reward the player for being really good and making those correct decisions. Like Pyro, if you watch Pyro play, it's like, man, like he's just making read on read on read. And like, how many base hold lethal hits is this man gonna get in one round? Like 2? Did he just kill him with only base hold lethal hit? Like, this man hit 3 base hold lethal hits, 1 round. Like, it's crazy. But he's just a really solid player, really good. He knows like conditioning and everything. Like, players like that can really make Siegfried shine. But your character has that too. Like, just because, you know, I'm saying that about Siegfried doesn't mean other characters don't have something similar. It's just like your things are different.
Yeah.
Right. Like with Yoshi, you know, maybe it's a little bit more about working the tools you have, but those tools are very different than the ones Siegfried has. But definitely Siegfried, I think he's top tier character. I think right now he could be top 5, but I think like 10 characters are top 5 right now. So like, I don't fucking care. Like tier lists, like I don't like. To me in this game, tier lists don't really mean much. Like, yeah, unless you're like Aswell. Like Aswell is like, I think definitely the best character in the game, but like he can still lose clearly because he hasn't won a tournament in a while. But like he's always up there. I think he's a really good character. And then like Geralt, I think super good. I think Yoshi's really good. Like there's so many, like every character in the game to me. Like you like if you were to, I can't name a top 5 without changing it every time. Like my top 5 is like actually like 10 characters, and then like my top 10 is 20 characters.
So like, the next day, man. So really to the next day,
dude. It's like who did I lose?
Broken. Cheapies, dude.
Dude, so there was a tweet I had pinned on my Twitter for a while. It's like top 5 characters in the game, or the last 5 you lost to. The worst character is your main. Everyone else is mid tier.
These are facts, man. It's always changing. Everybody's like, it's so sporadic sometimes. Like, man, I don't even know what the fuck to believe anymore.
Dude, everyone's top 5 is different. I think that's really good for the game, honestly. I think that SoulCalibur is every character is cheap. Like every character is big cheapies, and it's a game that rewards you for knowing. Like the more time you put into understanding other characters, the better you become. Because I think that a lot of people leave a ton of damage on the table. You'll probably see in our set that we're probably watching right now. You're probably watching me not fucking punish anything. Like,
oh, for sure. We fucked up a bunch of times. I think you actually did a better job than I did, but...
you're probably watching Alibaba like not punish me when I'm minus like a million all the time.
Don't talk to me, dude. Don't mention it.
Right. But like there's so much. But like there's so much damage. Like I see it in tournament all the time too. Like there's so much damage left on the table in this game, because people either just don't know, or like, you know, they just like the tournament nerd, or like maybe they're just unaware, or they're not used to it. Like there's so much damage left on the table all the time. And I think that like if you were to play yourself now, like yourself now versus yourself when the game was like a month old, you would body yourself. Like you would be so free. Yeah. Like free, like how many months ago? 8 months ago, dude, you would actually be so free. Dude. It'd be crazy how free you would be. It's actually because you know so much more. You know so much more. Yeah.
And it's actually pretty crazy too, because like I'm at the locals with like Signia and Ben and stuff, and I could never fucking take a set against these guys for the life of me, dude. Until like recently, it's just like, oh shit, dude, I'm leveling up in this bitch.
Well, like the thing is, like you don't notice that you're getting better, right?
Yeah,
like you don't just like you don't get a fucking XP like you leveled up, you're fucking better at the game, buddy. Like you don't get that shit. You just get like, oh, maybe you took an extra round off that really good player, right? Oh, maybe that round was really close. Oh, you made a really good decision here. And like winning a game is just making a few good decisions and like guessing right a couple times, right? That's all it really takes.
That's the thing too about like fighting games in general. Like people always like really like get down in the dumps when like they can't beat this player like over and over. But then again, at like this, at the end of the day, they had to realize they are getting better. It's just they're not there yet.
That person,
that player.
Like the thing is, one thing I love about competitive fighting games and like competitive things in general. It's like you're getting better, but the guy you're trying to beat is also getting better, right? And once you as you get better and better, like you start getting less and less. Like the jumps you get, like the better you get, kind of like dwindles, right? So it becomes more minor things you get better at. The FGC in general, man, like I fucking love everything about it. Like the memes, the people, the salt, like like the pop offs, the stories. Like the fuck that dude. That dude's free. That guy sucks. You're like, no, you're free. You fucking suck. And then they put in a money match. You're like, damn, like this is sick. Dude, these guys are pissed. And then they put it in the game. And then like the winner comes out. He pops off. The loser's like, damn, I lost my 20. And then they shake hands. And it's like, they cool. Or they're not cool. Even better. Like, like I love it. It's great. Like, damn, like, I love this. Like, I love the villains, dude. Like, the villains are high key, like, so important. Like, you need someone to hate. If you don't have anyone to hate, you're like, you can't be friends all the time. Like, I think it's so important to have someone in the community. Like, man, fuck that. Like, that dude, whenever he's on stream, I'm gonna root for the other guy, no matter what. Even if he's other coast, other scene, like, he's a Smash player.
Yeah, why you at the Smash players like that?
Dude, I love Smash players. Some of my best friends are Smash players. I just like to call them. Shout out to you guys are cool. Except for your fucking guessies, Kappa.
Yikes.
But yeah, no, like it's important to have people to like root against, and like be like, man, fuck this person. But like you can't go too far with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, like you can't be too personal. Like you got to keep it in the game. Right? If you're going out and calling somebody saying you're gonna beat him up in real life and stuff like that, dude, chill. But like, I don't know, dude,
stop that shit right now.
But like, dude, did you see like the recreation of like the somebody's getting fucked thing?
No.
That combo breaker, dude. Oh man, it was great. I was like, damn, like this is FGC right here. It's just like some dude getting murdered in Tekken, and they're like, somebody's getting fucked. Somebody's getting fucked. Like it's great. It's like, damn, like you would never see this in a different genre, dude. Like never.
Yeah.
Like, you don't watch a CS tournament and you don't watch some people literally standing beside someone. Like, could you imagine if a CS tournament was like that? Like, they're just like, you're getting fucked. Like, that would never happen ever. Yeah. It's so great. Yeah. Right? Like, there's like behind the scenes things. Like this is what it's about. Like, there's so much community in the FGC, and like, there's so many friends and like people you can meet, and like they're all like everyone's so great. It's just awesome overall. Like just like everything with the FGC. Like I'll watch other games I don't play just because I'm like, wow, like these guys are really good. I don't like MK at all. I think MK is like the most boring game to play. But, like I like watching like these top players play, or like Street Fighter. Like I don't like playing it anymore. Like I'll watch it. Like I'm so bad at Tekken, but like I like watching them play.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Ball FighterZ. Dude, I literally never played Marvel vs. Capcom in my entire life. But Marvel vs. Capcom 3, like I literally watched every single like major and like top 8. I was like, damn, like Marvel's so sick. Can't play it, never played it, but like it's so sick. But FGC in general is great.
All right, man. We're gonna go to like the last 2 questions of the video. Out of all that, the whole set, what do you think you would give me advice on?
I would give you advice on.
Yeah.
First off, throw more. Second of all, throw more.
Perfect.
What else? Well, throws are great because they're like a free 50-50. Because they open up not only like front versus back, but also like stand versus duck. Yeah. So I think throws are a really powerful tool that people don't know how to use very well a lot of the time. They're like just free conditioning.
And then I get fucking wall rising B hold chieftain. That shit hurts, bro.
It does like 45 damage. Come on,
bro.
Hurts, right? No, but dude, like throws are so good for that because like you'll see in some of the set or like, I ran up, low guarded, and then 4B'd you. I think that was part of like one of the things I did in the set. Right? Because like I knew you were gonna duck a flapjack. Siegfried is a little bit more because like flapjacks,
yeah,
pretty okay. But there's a lot that throws can open up, so definitely throw more. What else? I think single A with Yoshi's pretty good.
Oh yeah, there.
Single A, that move's really good. Let's see, what else would I recommend? 2K more. 2K. And like the Yoshi's 1K is like the standing low kick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that more.
Yeah, but that's just fucking linear as shit. You stepped it earlier. I was like, man.
Dude, so is mine, but like it's good. 2K though. 2K is such a good tool. Like no one uses 2K that much. And 2K is another thing where like it's very non-committal. Like most characters only get like an I-12 punish on wall rising. Most characters don't have an I-14. Yeah, like yeah, it's -14, but you're probably only gonna eat like another 2K or a wall rising K or something. It's not a big deal. But it opens up again the same thing where it's like run up 2K, 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 2K. It's like you gotta block low eventually, right? So it's just free. It's just free conditioning. It's free little bit of damage. Like that little bit of damage, like it can mean a lot. Like a 2K is not just a round ender. It can, set spacing. You can set on on wake up. You can 2K. It's definitely a great tool. Yoshi's 3K is also pretty good because it's a horizontal, is it not?
Yeah.
So I think 3K is definitely really good.
Plus on hit, and then it kind of tracks both sides.
Yeah, so it kind of tracks +2 on hit, which for Yoshi's pretty good. I think that's another really good move that's underrated because it's a mid. And a lot of characters don't have safe mids, right? That are, and the nice thing about kicks is like kicks can beat a lot of auto GIs, and there's a lot of really good auto GIs in the game. So a lot of auto GIs don't work great with kicks.
I think Yoshi's 3A is considered a punch in this game technically too. Anyway, so it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah, so it's considered it's a punch, so it's considered like a kick for AGIs.
Yeah.
Which is another great move. Another thing I would recommend to you is not always completing a string. Right? Like it's like what, 3AA? If it's like mid-high?
Yeah.
What's regular 3A on hit? Do you know?
On hit? I know it's on counter hit it's +6, but
on counter hit it's +6?
on hit,
so it's probably like neutral on regular hit or something.
It might be -2, but I'm not sure.
-2?
Yeah.
So single hits of strings can also be like really good for conditioning, right? So my reason behind it is usually dual strings are like mid or like mid-high or something. But if it's mid, it's generally really unsafe. Mid-highs are usually like neutral or something.
But mid-mid's fucking -18 and 3AB, dude.
Yeah, it's like mid-mids are -18. But doing single hits can like create a little bit of a mind game of like, is he going to complete the string or not? And if you build the confidence up from your opponent and you just do single hits, you can gauge on what they're doing. A lot of what I was doing things just to see how you would respond. So if I put you in a situation, because like there's putting someone in a situation where they have to guess, but then there's putting someone in a situation that you're in control of, if you have the advantage, and then you see what they do against your options, and then you can build a counterplay to that, right? So like say I do 6-6K, and you block it and twitch duck, expecting 6-6K. So then I do 6-6K again, and then maybe you stand guard, and then the next time I do it, you twitch duck. So now you're in a 50-50. Now I can essentially you're in a 50-50 of it. You're gonna stand block or twitch duck. So then I can do 6-6K and then do a mid, and then launch you. Right?
Yeah.
So that's something like you can do, and it's like a mix-up that's not really a mix-up on its own, but if you condition it with because like 6-6K is pretty low committal. Like it doesn't track, but it's -10, +6 on hit. Most characters can't do anything about it. Yoshi can, but like there's the threat of the follow-up, which is why usually they twitch duck.
Yeah.
So things like that, it can be like such a small thing where like maybe I think Yoshi can really benefit from it because he's a lot of strings. He's a lot of 2-hit, 3 hits. So you can kind of put it in, and like a slight delay in anything puts like mental frame advantage on what you're doing. So as soon as your opponent goes oh, and like that second of like oh, you can literally do anything you want. So like you can throw, you can 2K, you can finish a string, like you can there's so much in that split like that split second, like that's enough frames to do something. Right? So that's like definitely is not completing strings all the time, and just seeing how your opponent reacts to things. So definitely 2K more, 1K more, throw more, and like don't complete strings, or like do not necessarily don't just complete strings, but like do moves and just see how your opponent reacts against them afterwards, right? Like if you do something and then they step, like and you're like either neutral or like not very negative, and your character is a fast AA, you probably AA them, right? So things like that, just like paying attention to like what you did and then what your opponent did, right? And that can be really powerful, especially in like first to twos. Like if you can get that quick, like okay, this is what they're responding with, all of a sudden like you're like bam, that's a round, bam, that's a round.
Yeah.
Right? And if you win game one in tournament, like that's huge. Game one is everything. Because then if you lose game two, you have another game to adapt. If you lose game one, like if you don't adapt, you're done. You're out. You're losers. So it's really about doing those things against a fresh opponent who doesn't know you. Really putting in these little situations just to like get a little bit of information on what they're doing. So definitely do that.
All right. And last question, Mel. Where can people find you, man? What's your Twitter? What's your Twitch? You stream at all? Where do we find you at, bro?
So I stream at twitch.tv/Zubaz. I got the OG Zubaz name. Anyone else is a fraud. I am the OG, Kappa. Twitter is Twitter it's at Zubaz_. I try and retweet, like, and do everything Caliber related, like either tweeting out friends streams, local streams, tournaments, whatever, cool tech information, art. I also post memes and shit posts sometimes. My like.
Oh, you shit post all the time, bro. What are you talking about,
dude? I shit post the other. To date this video, I shit post the other day about Patroclus, why he should come back and why everyone likes him. It was like the most liked tweet I've ever had, and it was just like a shit post of like Patroclus. I'm like, Pat was great. He should come back.
Oh.
And everyone was like yes or no. It was hilarious. I'm like, damn, I'm out here posting tech and like all this cool stuff, and it's like a little bit of interaction. It's like dumb thing about Patroclus. It's like everyone loves it. So basically, Okubo, put Pat back in the game.
No, damn Pierre, bring him in first. We'll talk about Pat after. All right.
But yeah, no, I stream. I try and stream, 4 days a week, usually, sometimes 5. I try and stream as much as I can. Again, Siegfried stuff. If you have any questions about Siegfried, also, you can either hit me up at my stream, hit me up on Twitter, or you can join our Siegfried Discord. We post a lot of stuff in there. It's pretty good memes. But yeah, if you have any questions about Siegfried, obviously, if it's how to play him, how to play against him, I don't like to hide tech. If I feel like if I hide tech, and then it's just making me not a better player, because then I can't adapt to the counter tech. So if you have questions about Siegfried, hit me up. If you want to learn to play him, if you can't AGA, I can pretty much AGA in like most of the ways you can do it, like everything. So I can try and help you with that. But yeah, no, come check me out. Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for the set. It was a lot of fun. Yoshi, big cheapies. Siegfried, big cheapies. Every character in the game, big cheapies. I don't know, unless you got anything else, that's all I got.
I'll be good, bro. I'll be posting all of that in the description below. And yeah, man, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the games, and thanks for the tips, bro. I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed. make sure to subscribe to Alibaba, follow his Twitter, and follow his Twitch. I know, dude. Like,
It's
hold
nice
on.
when someone else says it, dude. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
I do. You know, someone again. You gotta do it. You know, make sure you go in there. Make sure you like every one of his tweets instantaneously.
Yeah.
You know, pop into his Twitch chat, and be like first, and then leave. You know.
Damn, leave, don't leave.
No, just kidding. Just kidding. Stick around. Stick around. Stick around.
All right, that's gonna be the end of the video. Thanks again, man, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys.